Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today our project is going to be Loki. Finally getting time to do the steering upgrades, and I'm going to go over all that here in just a second. Right now I have him up on jack stands, tires off, just so we can get to everything and get started. Now my install is going to be different than a lot of people's because I'm running a dual steering stabilizer. Again, I'll talk about that in a second. But the plan for today is to go through, change out the steering stabilizer, the drag link with Rusty's upgraded stuff. Put in the Synergy sector shaft and track bar reinforcement. We're also going to nut and bolt the Jeep. I got a weird pop in it when I'm backing up on occasion, and a little when I'm steering. Before, that was my track bar coming loose. I don't know. So if that's the case again, we're probably going to Loctite the crap out of it. But it's been a while since I went under it and greased everything and done all the things you're supposed to do. I've been a bad Jeep owner. So let's spin around. I'll show you what we got and kind of talk through it a little bit. So all this right here, this is what you get from Rusty's. I got the aluminum tie rod and drag link. Upgraded the tie rod pieces. So when you get it from Rusty's, most people use one shock stabilizer, steering stabilizer. I use two, so I had to order another one. You can get those off their website. It's pretty easy. As far as the tie rods, you can get them for replacements on their website. They're not all that expensive for what you get. I don't want to lie to you and give you a price because I can't remember. It's been a while since I ordered it. Over here we have the Synergy steering box, sector shaft, and man, I can't think this morning. Yeah, and the other piece, I'll think of it when we're under there and I'll tell you again. Sorry. But the reinforcement for it, this here is the actual sector shaft piece. It goes around your steering gearbox, around the shaft that comes out. It also comes with hardware, some Loctite, and that goes over there. That's all the stuff from Rusty's, the anti-crush boots, and all the nuts. So I know that's kind of down and dirty, but that's how we do things. Again, I've got it up, I'm ready to go. So I'm gonna get some tools out and then we'll get started. All right guys, so the first thing we're gonna do is crawl under here and take apart the dual steering stabilizer, get it out of the way so we can start getting everything else apart. So here we go. Alright guys, so we got that steering stabilizer, dual steering stabilizer off from rough country. Now we're going to go through and we're going to take apart the tie rods here and on the other side. We're going to take out the track bar, we're going to take out the drag link, and then we're going to fight with that nut on the sector shaft. We know that's going to be a booger. I think it's torqued at like 180 foot-pounds, so you know, every ooga dooga plus an oh Jesus. So we'll get it figured out, but that's where we're going to go and what we're going to do. So I got it right here, so let's get started. With the caption of, "This is why they don't work together."
True. Very true.
Okay.
I don't know my way around a garage.
Well, that's why I'm trying to tell you where stuff is.
I know.
And you're... If you just wait and listen, you'll...
I was, and
No,
I literally had my hand
I
on the
said
second
top
one.
drawer. You went to the...
This drawer that was open? Because that's where everything else has come from? Yes.
But that isn't where I asked for
I know,
it from.
and this isn't a drawer.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. A drawer pulls out.
Do you want to stop this and I'll break out the manual? And you can read how many drawers it is, because it counts that as a drawer.
Does it? That's
Yes.
weird, because it's not a drawer.
Who's smarter? You or
Me.
the guy who made it?
Me, obviously. Because I know the definition of a drawer. Anyway, back to real work here.
Alright guys, so we got that on torqued up there. So now we're going to put the bracket on. Man, look at these welds. Somebody is definitely better at this than me.
That doesn't take much.
No, no, it don't take a whole lot. So, let me show you what we got to do. We got to pull these two bolts out, and then there's two in here. Now these two are longer than these two, so when you take them out, make sure you keep them separate so you know where to put them back at. I think they're an 18, so let me grab that and we'll start pulling it apart. So this comes off closest to the driver's door. This comes off closest to the front. There's not a whole lot of difference, but there's enough that it's important. So make sure, like I said, you keep them identified. All right, guys, so we got them in there. I got my inner fender wells in. They're aftermarket, as you can see plainly. So I had to have an extra set of hands to get it all lined up and whatnot. So sorry about that. Now it's just loosely in here. Nothing is tight. We got some other stuff we got to put on and do before we do any of that. So let's look at the destructions and see what we need to do next before we get too far ahead of ourselves and have to take things apart because, well, I do that a lot. So let's see. This is the setup you're looking for. And that is going to go, I just looked at it. Okay. So you're going to stick a washer on it. Get down here. You're going to go through this upper hole, much like so. Come through in the old track bar mount. Get your washer on. And then hopefully you don't have big sausage fingers, because this thing is going to be a booger to put on. Oh. Yep.
Every time.
I can get that washer on there in a hurry. It's this nut that keeps fighting me. All right, I got her started. We're gonna have to put a pin through that. All right. In the directions, this is a little black screw with a hex head in it. Evidently, since the directions were printed, it's been upgraded to a grade 8, which is a good thing. So this is going to come through on the back side, and then it'll be a washer, and then another one of these nuts, like so. So I'll show you where that goes. That goes here in this bottom hole, like so. Man, this is a whole lot easier. If they'd have done the other one this way, I'd change it over, but my luck, it caused some sort of interference. So everything right now is just hand tight. Okay guys, so went ahead and put in the zert fitting, grease fitting, whatever you want to call it. It's a 5/16. You want to tighten it down as tight as it'll go without breaking it. So as long as when you're looking at the brass bushing, it's the end of the zert fitting is past the aluminum and gonna feed into the brass, you're good. Now here on the other side, right here at the front, we're gonna put this set screw, and we're gonna put a little red Loctite on it. What do I got here? I got an 1/8 inch Allen that we're gonna use. And the same thing with this. When you put it in, you want it to where it's inside the bushing, not protruding, but inside it. So we're just going to take it, and with the provided red Loctite, we're going to watch it here on the other side. And what both of these are doing is helping that bearing keep from spinning out. Okay, I got that thing down in there, and she's tight like a tiger. All right, so now we're going to go under, we're going to slip this up in there, in between, and we're going to place these 2 bolts through the bracket and into it. Now there is going to be a gap, it says, for variation and fitment. Don't worry about that. When we go back and tighten everything down, it's going to close up. So before you get under there and you're upside down and half backwards and all that, go ahead and put your red Loctite on it like it calls for. Hopefully you won't ever have to take these off, because we all know red Loctite is a booger to get off, because it's usually the strong stuff. So hopefully if it has to come off, it's somebody else's problem.
Especially out of aluminum.
So that is probably too much, so that's the perfect amount for me. Alright, and let's crawl under here and see what we can do. Make sure you don't forget your washers. They'll be the last 2 brass washers you have. So, as you can see, here's the piece we just put on. Zert fitting. Put these in by hand for now. Here's the back one. As you can see, let me get this snug down here just a shade. I have a little bit of gap right here, and according to Synergy, these are gonna, when I tighten this up, it's gonna squeeze that together. All right, so let's see what they got in store for us next.
But that's basically stiffening your frame mount for your steering box and stabilizing that steering shaft coming out of the steering box, correct?
Yes. So on the JL and JTs, with these aluminum steering boxes they went to, what happens is you get flex between the frame and the steering box. So what this mount does is it stiffens that all up and beefs up your track bar mount as well, all in one good go. There she is. So I'm going to just take this spike. It's a broken crow's foot is what it was.
Oh no, that's a adapter kit.
We're going to just shove it in there. There we go. Just like so. Oh yeah, perfect. It's right in my way. Not really. I gotta find what I'm looking for. Oh, I need my other torque wrench.
I'll set it up for him. You don't ever have broken tools, you just have modified ones.
Yeah. It ain't broke, it's just... I already forgot what that... What did it say?
60.
60. Yeah, we can back her on down off of 150. There we go. 60. And then let's see if we can figure out what size these are. Get down here. Pretty sure they're 3/4 inch. No. They are. This thing's long-winded.
So am I, but you still let me come over.
Well, that ain't supposed to happen.
Did it back off?
Yeah. It was down to like 40.
Well, he's gonna torque it in stages, that's fine.
Well, that's why we double check. All right, and then it said these up here are gonna be
90.
90. So we're gonna have to put an extension on that. If you guys ain't figured it out yet, we like Vice Grip Garage a lot. And to be perfectly honest, Derek from VGG is probably one of the biggest influences I had with starting on a channel. You know, he's always got an upbeat attitude no matter what. I try to do the same thing, but it don't always work. But
it's usually what we get each other for Christmas is a little bit of that swag.
But yeah, if you ain't ever watched VGG, you got to go check him out. He is a blast. His channel is
family friendly.
Very family friendly. He usually has his kids involved.
Love that.
Yes.
And very educational.
Yeah.
I learn something just about every time I watch.
All right, so these we got down to 90. These are up to 90. They're torqued to 90. These are at 60. All right, so
next step.
Let's see what it tells us to do next. 30 foot-pounds. That's what they're screaming at for those. So that ought to be interesting.
Just getting into them.
Yeah, there's not...
I'm a little guy. I could get in there and just tighten them. That'd probably be 30.
Oh.
Because that's fine.
We're gonna...
Oh, get up.
We're gonna see what we can do, but... They might just get good and tight.
You don't have a 3/8?
I don't have a 3/8 torque wrench. So.
Okay, just checking.
I've got a half. I've got a 3/4 because I accidentally bought the wrong thing.
I can't believe it's that easy.
What did I say, 30?
Yes, sir.
There's 4. There's 30. All right.
But besides learning, doing these, ultimately, isn't what it's all about is having a good time.
I mean, that's my thought process behind it.
If you're not enjoying what you're doing, why are you doing it?
So I'm going to run these in by hand best I can for right now. Okay guys, so as far as this bracket goes, the only thing we have left is to put the track bar back on. I'm going to leave that off because I still got to do the tie rod and drag link upgrade. So if you was watching the video for just the reinforcement bracket, you're good to go. Put some grease in it. Again, I'm going to grease that at the end because I'm going to go through and grease the whole truck. So I am going to take me a break for a minute and get me a bite, and then we'll come back and start going over how to put together the track bar and the drag link and getting that all installed. Okay guys, so we got a little bit of stuff done as far as, you know, fill the belly a little bit. Now we're going to start on the tie rod drag link setup. Make sure you pay close attention to which tie rods go where. You really don't want to get it all together and then have to take it back apart. We're going to start with the tie rod. So the first thing we got to do, other than move some of this crap out of the way, we got to get down here and measure the factory tie rod center to center. So however you do that, that is on you. I'll show you the way I do it. It seems to work. And keep in mind, this is just a starting point. This is to get you good enough to get to your local alignment shop or the dealer, whoever's willing to do it for you. So I'm gonna pick this, we're gonna pick this up and put it up here. Okay, time to use this new vise. That's good enough. All right, so on here, you got a little, on this one, there's a little QR code, and on the other end, there's a dot. So I'm going to send my cameraman down to hold the dumb end of the stick. And in case you ain't noticed, the wife isn't on the camera anymore. It's good old Rusty. And we're looking at 60 7/8 is our measurement. So I'm going to go ahead and write that down. And because I can, I'm going to throw the drag link up here, do the same thing, then it's done, and I know. Same kind of ordeal here. It's got a dot on one end and a QR code on the other. Man, this thing. So, hold it center of the dot. We're going to say 41 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/16. Yeah, 41 and 5/16. All right. So now, we're going to pick one, which we're going to just start with the drag link. It's the first one laying here. Bring it up here where we got some flat surface. And so on the tie rod and on the drag link, I don't know why I'm looking back there for the drag link. It's in my hand. Ooh, that's pretty. It's got J21 in it. Anyway, you have a notch and a no notch. Alright, the notch, surprise, surprise, the nuts have a notch. Those go together. The no notches go together. One is left hand, one is right hand thread. Okay? They will not work on the wrong one. Okay? So, let's see what we got here.
Left hand.
I know. I was turning it the other way to get it to start. Trying not to cross thread. You know, I just feel completely wrong. Like I'm doing something god awful.
Mm-hmm.
Putting these on left-handed. All right. You ever seen them guys on TikToks putting in them big, huge towers that got like 800 million bolts around the bottom? And they use the strap?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I feel like I need. Alright. Now, we need some secret sauce. Let me grab that. Aniseeds. Alright. So, yummy. I'm telling you, there is a conspiracy out there. I never hardly get, I'm going to get it all over me now, but normally, this copper, I don't hardly ever get it on me. Unlike the
silver.
The silver. Man, that stuff just gets everywhere. And I do mean everywhere. See if I can do this. Come on. There we go. There she started. And I'm just going to get it a little bit in there. And the same thing on the other end. It don't say nothing about putting anti-seize on it, but I'm gonna thank me later after I run through water and dirt and mud and everything else and this thing corrodes.
Those are just massive.
Yeah, these are huge. So these are 1.83 inch diameter, I believe, bars. And I believe the threads on these are 1.25 inches, so 1.25. That is huge. God, that is huge. Alright, so see about flipping her over. This isn't going to want to stay. But go ahead and hold that end there.
Can we get it in the vise?
Well, I don't want to put it in the vise because, yeah, we're way off. Alright. Do me a favor. Hold that in.
Got it.
The tie rod.
Got it.
Alright. Which way do I need to go? This way.
Sure.
Instead of twisting both ends, we can do it like this. And adjust them both in simultaneous.
One more. Gotta switch.
Alright.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
Let's...
Okay.
Oh yeah, we got a long way to go. Got a long way to go. And a short time to get there. God. This is a workout. Scoot down here. No, can't do that either.
Why? You can still measure it from there.
Realistically, these things are probably going to be almost all the way in.
The old ones are. Don't know how that references, but
It don't. Alright guys, I don't know how well you can see me, but we made a boo-boo. We put one of the ends on the wrong piece, so we had to take it back apart and try again. No biggie. So now we're going to do the tie rod. First thing we're going to do is we're going to put these non-crush pieces on. So let me show you how that's done and we'll go to putting it. Alright guys, so got the tie rods anti-seized up, getting them started. Gonna get it, that should be good.
just get bounced up.
Alright,
Okay.
put her in that hole. And we want to go which way? This way? No,
That way.
this way. Alright, get... You're fighting against me.
My bad.
Alright, and we're going to take this out to 60 7/8. I guess we should have looked and seen where we were when we started. It's going to be way off, I know that.
There.
So yeah, we're like 3 inches off. $60 7/8.
How about that?
Or at least close enough.
Okay, I gotta get a grease tube on this side.
Alright, I gotta...
My nuts wearing out. We already got the zip on your side.
Yeah.
And torque.
I made a boo-boo assembling. So if you look here, you get 4 of these washers. They do fit inside here. They do not go there. They go right here.
Yep.
In between this and the nut. With the serrated portion, which it's all serrated, but I'm going to assume that it goes like this. You see how they're bowed, right? So your nut will be out here, it'll sit just like this and tighten down. Okay guys, so there you have it. We got the drag link left, but we can't do that until we get the wheels and tires on it. I'm gonna crawl under it and
track bar?
Yeah, track bar, my bad. Anyway, I'm gonna crawl under it and grease it, and I gotta do a few other things. We'll get all that done, get it back on the ground, and we'll come back to you. Okay guys, we just got back from the test drive. It did good. Stiffened up the steering a whole lot. I drove it a little bit, just kind of around the block, and then I don't know, maybe a mile or two. Kind of hard to tell A lot of it was, you know, neighborhood streets, so we'll get it out and give her a good shakedown as soon as we can, make sure it is what it is. So far I like it though. What else? I think that's about it, to be perfectly honest. I don't know, it's been a long day, tired. So thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it, and I hope you all come back and see us. So we'll see you next Friday. Bye.